What if you could combine 3,000 years of hard-won wisdom on managing turmoil and turn it into a single, practical ritual you could perform every morning? Not a magic pill, not a fleeting motivational high, a weapon, an arsenal for your mind, forged in the fires of history, designed to make you steady when the world is shaking. We live in an age of manufactured anxiety. Your phone, your newsfeed, your career, they are all engineered to hijack your emotional state, to make you a reactor, not an actor. They promise connection, but deliver chaos. They promise success, but deliver a gnawing emptiness. I know this world because I mastered it. I built a career in the high-stakes arena of technology, chasing every metric of success the world told me would bring peace, and it nearly broke me. I had the wealth, the recognition, but my inner world was a war zone. My mind was a slave to the market, to the opinions of others, to the next crisis looming on the horizon. Burnout wasn't a risk, it was an inevitability. It was only when I was stripped of my external armor that I was forced to build an internal one. I turned to the great strategists of the mind, the Stoics, who taught an emperor how to rule himself, the warrior traditions that taught discipline in the face of death, the ancient Hebraic sages, who understood how to ground the soul in the present moment. I discovered they weren't just philosophers, they were engineers of the human spirit. They left us blueprints. Over years, I didn't just study these blueprints, I lived them. I rebuilt my own mind, piece by piece, transforming myself from a man ruled by events to a man who ruled his response to them. Today, I am going to give you the synthesis of that work. I am going to hand you the keys to the armory. By the end of this video, you will have a complete 10-minute daily ritual, the Iron Mind Synthesis, your complete ancient anxiety arsenal. This isn't about feeling good. This is about being good, being steady, being strong, no matter what the day throws at you. Are you ready to stop being a victim of your own mind and start becoming its master? Before we build the ritual, we must first inspect the weapons in our arsenal. We begin with the foundation, the operating system for a resilient mind, Stoicism. Over the past few weeks, we've discussed its core components. Let's review them not as abstract ideas, but as practical tools. The first is the morning reflection. This isn't gentle journaling, it is a strategic briefing for the day. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, began his day by reminding himself he would meet with the meddling, the ungrateful, the arrogant. He wasn't being pessimistic, he was being prepared. He was arming himself against surprise. The second tool is negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum, the practice of vividly imagining the loss of things you value. Your job, your health, your relationships. This sounds morbid, but it is the most powerful gratitude practice ever conceived. It inoculates you against the fear of loss by making you confront it in your mind, and it floods your present moment with appreciation for what you still have. The final and most crucial Stoic tool is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, a man who went from slave to revered teacher, built his entire philosophy on this simple, ruthless distinction. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, these are yours to command. The economy, the weather, what other people think of you, these are not. Anxiety is born in the space where we try to control the uncontrollable. Peace is found when we redirect every ounce of our energy toward our own domain. I mentored a young executive, brilliant strategist, who was being destroyed by anxiety. He was obsessed with a competitor's new product launch. He lost sleep, his health failed, his focus shattered. He was trying to control his rival. I asked him, "Can you, from your office, halt their production line?" He said no. "Can you control the market's reaction?" No. Then what can you control? We spent an hour listing only what was in his power, the quality of his own product, the morale of his team, his own work ethic, his response to their launch. He shifted his focus from their business to his. He didn't just find peace, he found his competitive edge again. Where in your life are you fighting battles in territory you do not command? Are you wasting your strength trying to change the wind? Or are you focused on adjusting your sails? An iron mind is not built from a single oar. While Stoicism provides the unbending frame, we can temper and reinforce it with wisdom from other great traditions of discipline. The Stoics were masters of the rational mind, but other lineages perfected the art of mastering the body and the present moment. We looked at two. First, the ancient Hebraic wisdom that emphasizes grounding. The core practices here are intentional breath work and gratitude. While the Stoic is preparing his mind for the day's battles, these practices root him in the physical reality of the now. A simple, 4-count breath doesn't just calm the nervous system, it is an active radical presence. It yanks your attention back from anxious futures and regretful pasts and anchors it in the only place you have any power, this very breath. Gratitude, in this context, is not a passive feeling, but an active observation of what is good. Right now, creating a buffer against the mind's tendency to scan for threats. The second discipline we integrate is the Warrior Ethos. This is the physical manifestation of inner resolve. It is built onto pillars, physical preparation, and an action bias. A warrior understands that the mind and body are not separate. A neglected body cannot support a resilient mind. Physical preparation isn't about becoming an elite athlete, it's about honoring the vessel that carries you. It's the cold splash of water on your face to shock the system into alertness. It's the 10 deep squats to get blood flowing to the brain. It is the act of treating your body like the formidable ally it is. This pairs with an action bias, the instinct to move, to do, to engage with a problem rather than just thinking about it. When anxiety paralyzes you with an endless loop of what-ifs, the warrior's response is to ask, what is the next right action, no matter how small? I once worked on a multi-million-dollar merger that was falling apart at the last minute due to a legal snag. My team was panicking, frozen by the complexity. I took them out of the boardroom and we went for a brisk, silent walk for 15 minutes. We didn't talk about the problem. We just moved. When we returned, the frantic energy was gone. The fog had lifted. We were able to see the one small, actionable step we could take. We took it, and then the next. We saved the deal not with more thinking, but with disciplined action. In what area of your life has overthinking created a prison? What is the one small, physical action you could take right now to break the paralysis? Now, we assemble the arsenal. We forge these disparate elements into a single, seamless, 10-minute morning ritual. This is your iron mind synthesis. Set a timer. No distractions. This is a sacred appointment with yourself. Minutes 1 to 2. The Stoic reflection and intention setting. You begin here, in the quiet of the mind. As soon as you wake, before the world has a chance to inject its chaos, you sit down with a notebook or simply in silence. You are the strategist surveying the battlefield of the coming day. You will ask 3 questions. First, what challenges might I face today? Think of your meetings, your tasks, your interactions. Acknowledge the potential for difficulty. Like Marcus Aurelius, you will meet the lazy, the difficult, the envious. Don't be surprised by it, plan for it. Second, what is within my control and what is not? Draw a hard line. The client's decision is not in your control. The quality of your presentation is. The traffic is not in your control. Leaving 10 minutes early is. Third, what virtue will I embody today? Choose one. Will it be courage to have that difficult conversation? Will it be discipline to focus on your most important task? Will it be wisdom to listen more than you speak? You are not setting goals for outcomes, you are setting an intention for your character. This 2-minute practice shifts you from a reactive state to a proactive one. You are no longer walking into the day blind, you are walking into it prepared. Minutes 3 to 4. Hebraic grounding, breath and gratitude. Now, you shift from the mind to the body. Close your eyes. We will use a simple, powerful technique, the box breath. Inhale for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Do this for 1 full minute. Feel the air enter your lungs. Feel the tension leave your shoulders on the exhale. You are anchoring yourself in the physical reality of the present. Your mind, which was just strategizing about the future, is now brought firmly back to the here and now. For the second minute, you will practice active gratitude. Do not just think about what you're grateful for. Name 3 things, out loud if you can. 1. Something simple you can see or feel right now, the warmth of your chair, the light coming through the window. 2. A person who contributes to your life. 3. An opportunity you have today, even if it's a difficult one. I once had to fire a long-time employee who was also a friend. The anxiety was immense. In my ritual that morning, the opportunity I named was this: the opportunity to handle a painful situation with dignity, honesty, and compassion. This reframed the entire event from something to be dreaded into a test of my character. How can you reframe the most difficult task on your plate today as an opportunity for virtue? We have addressed the mind and anchored the spirit. Now, we ignite the body. The next phase of the ritual is about waking the physical self and preparing it for action. This is where we integrate the warrior ethos. Minutes 5 to 6, warrior physical preparation. This is not a workout. This is an activation sequence. The goal is to send a clear signal from your body to your brain. We are awake. We are ready. You will perform two simple acts. First, the cold water immersion. Go to the sink, cup cold water in your hands, and splash it vigorously on your face. Don't dab, splash. The shock triggers a physiological response called the dive reflex, which slows your heart rate and redirects blood flow to the brain, creating an instant state of calm alertness. It's a pattern interrupt for the groggy, anxious morning mind. Second, you will perform 10 slow, deliberate air squats. Go as low as you comfortably can, keeping your back straight. The purpose is not to build muscle, but to engage the largest muscles in your body, pumping blood and oxygen and telling your system that it is time to move. As you do this, stand tall, pull your shoulders back, assume a posture of command. Amy Cuddy's research on power posing is simply a modern validation of what warriors have known for millennia. Your physical posture dictates your mental state. A slumped body houses a defeated mind, and upright, strong posture signals confidence and readiness to the brain. Think of it as putting on your armor before you see the enemy. Minutes 7 to 8, the synthesis meditation. This is the heart of the ritual, where we fuse all three mindsets into one. Find a comfortable, seated position. Close your eyes. For these 2 minutes, you will visualize your day, but you will visualize it through 3 distinct lenses. First, for 30 seconds, see yourself moving through your day as the Stoic sage. Picture yourself in that difficult meeting, remaining calm and logical while others are emotional. See yourself distinguishing between what you can and cannot control and acting with wisdom and precision. Next, for 30 seconds, see yourself as the grounded monk. Feel that anchor of breath in your core. When a surprise email triggers a flash of panic, visualize yourself taking one conscious breath before reacting, staying present, not getting hijacked by the moment. Finally, for a full minute, see yourself as the calm warrior. You are prepared, you are alert, you are biased toward effective action. You don't just think, you do. See yourself taking on your most important task with focused, disciplined energy. You are visualizing yourself not as a worrier, but as a problem solver, not as a victim of circumstance, but as the creator of your responses. This is not wishful thinking. This is mental rehearsal. Athletes do it to prepare for a game. You are doing it to prepare for life. What is the one moment today where you most need the calm warrior to show up? Visualize it now. The final stage of the ritual is where preparation meets the pavement. It is the bridge between the internal state you've just cultivated and the external world you're about to enter. Without this step, the first 8 minutes are just a pleasant exercise. With it, they become a launch pad. Minutes 9 to 10, daily commitment and action plan. In these last 2 minutes, you return to your notebook or your thoughts with one singular focus: commitment. The Stoic part of your mind has already identified the challenges and chosen a virtue. The warrior part of your mind craves action. Now, you will fuse them by answering one question. What is the one definitive action I will take in the first hour of my workday that aligns with my chosen virtue? This is crucial. We are not talking about your entire to-do list. We are talking about the first thing. This creates momentum. If your virtue for the day is discipline, your action might be, I will work on the strategic proposal for 45 minutes without checking email. If your virtue is courage, it might be, I will send the email scheduling the difficult conversation with my colleague. The act of writing it down or saying it aloud makes it a contract with yourself. It transforms a vague intention into a concrete marching order. This single act builds a foundation of self-trust. You said you would do something, and you did it. That is the bedrock of an iron mind. Now, let's talk about implementation. I can already hear the excuses. The primary one is always, I don't have time. Let me be direct, as a mentor, not a cheerleader. That is a lie you tell yourself. You have time for what you prioritize. You have 10 minutes to scroll through headlines that raise your blood pressure. You have 10 minutes to check social media and see the curated highlight reels of other people's lives. You are giving your most valuable asset the first moments of your day's consciousness. 2 forces that weaken you. The question is not whether you have the time. The question is whether you have the discipline. If 10 minutes feels like climbing a mountain, then start with 5. Do 1 minute of Stoic reflection, 1 minute of breathing, 1 minute of physical activation, 1 minute of synthesis visualization, and 1 minute to define your first action. But do not stay at 5 minutes. See it as a temporary training ground. The goal is the full 10. You don't have time not to do this. The 10 minutes you invest here will pay you back tenfold in focus, clarity, and resilience throughout the next 10 hours. Are you willing to trade 10 minutes of distraction for 10 hours of command? A blueprint is useless without a construction crew. A battle plan is worthless without an army. Forging an iron mind is not a solitary pursuit. It requires accountability. It requires a brotherhood. That is why we are not just learning this ritual, we are committing to it together. With the 30-day Iron Mind Challenge. For the next 30 days, we will practice this 10-minute ritual every single morning. Not when we feel like it. Not when it's convenient. Every day. This is how a practice becomes a habit, and how a habit becomes a part of who you are. The challenge is simple. Your first act of commitment is to declare it. In the comments below, type "I'm in." This is more than just a comment on a video. It is a public declaration. It has a signal to yourself and to others that you are drawing a line in the sand. To support this, we are solidifying the Iron Mind Forge. This isn't just a channel, it's a community. A modern Stoic circle where we hold each other to a higher standard. As you go through the 30 days, share your progress, not just the wins. Share the days you struggled. Share the days you didn't want to do it, but you did it anyway. Those are the most important victories. When I began my own journey out of burnout, I didn't do it alone. I had a mentor, an older man who had been through his own crucible. He didn't coddle me when I would complain or make excuses. He would listen patiently and then ask one simple question: what did you do about it? He held me accountable not to him, but to my own stated principles. That is the purpose of the Forge. We are here to ask each other, what did you do about it? We are here to be architects of our own minds and the support structure for each other. To join the challenge, your instructions are clear. First, comment "I'm in." Second, find one other person, either in the comments or in your own life, to be your accountability partner. Check in with each other daily. A simple text, ritual done. That's all it takes. Will you be a passive observer of your own life, or will you step into the Forge and begin the work? We stand at the end of this blueprint, but at the beginning of the real work. The knowledge has been transmitted, the tools are in your hands, but a weapon that is not wielded is nothing more than a museum piece. An arsenal that is not deployed is just a collection of metal. The value of this ritual is zero if it remains an idea in your head. Its power is only unlocked through consistent, disciplined application. For 30 days, you have the opportunity to fundamentally change the operating system of your mind, to overwrite the code of anxiety, distraction, and reactivity with the code of logic, calm, and purposeful action. This is not another self-help trend. This is a return to the timeless technologies of the human spirit that have guided the best of us. Through the worst of times, the world will not stop testing you. The chaos will not cease. External events will always be outside your control, but your inner state, the citadel of your mind, is your sovereign territory. This ritual is the process of building its walls, training its guards, and enthroning reason as its ruler. I invite you now to join the Iron Mind Brotherhood. Commit to the 30-day challenge. Take that first step. Like this video to signal your intent. Subscribe to this channel to stay in the Forge. And most importantly, go to the comments right now and write "I'm in." Share the one part of this ritual you need the most. Let this be day one. As the great Stoic Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." The difficulty is not in the 10 minutes. The difficulty is in the decision to dare to take command of your own mind. Make that decision now.